Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sophisticated Press. My name is Renetta Gunn Stevens, the CEO of Sophisticated Press, and I am so excited to share with you a new author on our live today. I'm going to give you some time to come in and to tag your business bestie, tag your author friends. I want you to come on in and just ask questions. I want you to just go along this journey with us because we have an author that is going to just wow you today. He's going to tell you his story. And I'm most excited about this author because he's our first male author at Sophisticated Press. And so the ladies have been definitely showing Sophisticated Press some love, but we love the guys too. And so I am so happy that we have our first male author. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Cory Silva. Woo!
Hello, thank you. How are you? Thank you.
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I mean, in Boston it's raining here, but that's kind of peaceful to me. So that's kind of why, besides having a 5-year-old at home, I decided, doing this for my car. Sorry, to be honest with everybody. So that's the
Yeah.
background. Anyway, um, this is the book that I wrote. What can I do with my allowance? By
Mm-hmm.
Cory Silva, illustrated by Sophisticated Press. Pardon me, excuse me. This is my first ever interview on live, so pardon me if I seem a little bit, But anyway, um, thanks to her, I got my dream done, really. So I guess I gotta let it, leave it to this young lady to lead. Sorry, excuse me. I'm
Yeah, it's
nervous.
okay.
Sorry.
I understand it. You're nervous because you were able to turn your dreams into reality, right? I remember our first call, and like it was yesterday, and the same passion that you had during that call, you still have now and during the whole process. So take us back a little bit, Cory. How long did you know that you wanted to publish a book?
Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
ever since I ever since I was in seventh grade, um, we had a assignment where we all actually wrote a book, and we
Mm-hmm.
made a cover. We sewed the book together, and we made books. And ever since then, I would like to write, and I knew I wanted to publish a book.
Mm-hmm.
But as a kid, you know, you don't, we didn't have, there wasn't internet back then. Excuse me, I don't want to talk about my age. Sorry, just dated
No, it's
myself.
okay.
But anyway, so there weren't the resources where I could figure how to publish a book. But
Yeah.
I knew that I wanted to be in that situation then when we made my first book.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you knew that you wanted to write a book. It really wasn't the resources or the accessibility about it with publishers around. And then you located Sophisticated Press. And what made you go with Sophisticated Press?
I'm sorry, bad. Oh my God,
It's
sorry.
okay. Well, you're still here
Bad
with us.
reception. 1 second, I do apologize.
No,
Okay,
you're
I'm just trying to
golden.
move my car so we can. Okay, perfect. Sorry, pardon me.
Yep.
So, can you repeat that? I do apologize.
It's okay. What made you select Sophisticated Press? Because there are so many publishing companies out there, and we're just a small publishing company right now. God is continuing to grow us, but you decided to go with Sophisticated Press. So what made you go with us? It looks like we lost Cory. I'm sure he'll be back in. Well, while Cory is coming in, again, let me just show you his book while he is going to come in. This is Cory's book. It is called What Can I Do with My Allowance? And what's so amazing is that, again, Cory came to us and he just had a dream. I'm bringing him on right now. Okay, now you're back
Sorry.
on, Cory. I was telling him about your book, but go ahead.
Basically, because you came highly recommended as a person that could help me self-publish my book, where we
Come over
all,
more in the screen, Cory. Yep. That's
It'll
good.
be all mine. You understand? Like where I wouldn't owe anybody any. I'd own it myself, and it's self-publishing. So then,
Yeah.
besides the fact that once I spoke to you, I felt like you understood what's trying to go with it, and
Yeah.
you helped really make me feel even more confident about what I was trying to do. And really, you taught me the whole process. So what made me go with sophisticated press was the fact that from the beginning, I just felt that you would be the best person to get me in the right position to. It's not about the money. It's just about the bring
Yeah.
people word. You understand? The things that I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to convey to help people and really just take a different look at where they're trying to go and help their children. Because
Yeah.
that that's the bottom line. It's like you need someone that can understand your vision, understand where you're trying to go, things, and then basically help you to be able to control what you're doing and not take over,
Yes.
and change your avenue and change your path and change the way you're trying to bring things because that happens a lot, unfortunately. No, I shouldn't say it
Yeah.
happens a lot, but that can happen to someone who may have more control than you would like.
Yeah, absolutely. So I like that ownership is a biggie for you because we do try to make sure, not try, we make sure that every manuscript remains in the ownership of our authors because we do believe that, your legacy matters and we don't have a right to your legacy unless you share it with us, but we don't have a right to your legacy. So tell us, what is your why for publishing this book? What can I do with my allowance?
Well, honestly, I really was reading this book and it was well, basically the base of the book was you can look at things and look at the world and see what is lacking. And when it gets to your stomach where you feel like there's really something wrong and really something missing, then you
Mm-hmm.
know that's where you can help. And my
Yeah.
thing is, there's a lot of people that make, that make money, make good money, that could make it make sense for themselves where they could be in a better place. They can also teach their children that early, and they can start understanding the foundation. I'm not saying,
Mm-hmm.
send them to accounting school at age 5 or 6, but
Right.
you can get them to start thinking different. When they may get money in a card, when they may get an allowance, and then also they can be responsible for their own self. I mean, of course, some people can only reward their children with a thank you,
Yeah.
and I get it. But if your child does get money, they can think differently how they can benefit from how they spend it. That's
Yeah.
really what I look at.
Absolutely.
I really thought to be something that can help everybody where they can think, okay, instead of my child asking me for Jordan, they may ask
Mm-hmm.
me to start a bank account or even, donate money to a good cause,
Yeah.
donate to your religious, establishment, wherever you go to church. If you don't, that's just perfect. That's everyone's decision. But my is an example of the different good things that a child can start building on to end up being an adult that looks at money in a different light.
Yeah.
Because if you
Absolutely.
start young, if they start building the bank account, for me, I'd be blessed. My child say that he can, I can. I started an account this money I got from this card for Christmas.
Right.
Personally myself, I began buying my children stock in grams of gold for Christmas. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you
Well, we
know,
got some comments coming in. Yes, we have. That's a great idea, and we have teach them early from Shalice Smith. So that's good because what you're basically saying is that we have to begin to introduce financial literacy to our children at a younger age. Because I'll be honest, I think it wasn't until um, high school when I had my first economics class. And before
right,
then, I would just get money and just spend it the way I wanted to spend it on candy, on clothes. When my parents would give us allowance, like we really weren't taught in school and sometimes at
right.
the home about financial literacy. So that's one of the things that I like about your why. It's because you want the kids to learn financial literacy at a younger age.
Can I give a little spiel to my why?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's also because subconsciously, I believe, when parents read the children the book, they'll
Mm-hmm.
also begin thinking, wait a minute, I may get a bonus this year. Hold on. I'm not gonna go out and buy sneakers, buy a new wardrobe when I really buy
Mm-hmm.
things I don't need. You know what? I'm gonna invest, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this money away for a house if they don't have one. You know what?
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna do things differently because subconsciously they're really gaining the benefit of what they're showing their children. The different
Yeah.
decisions. You know what? Maybe I may donate some money to help somebody this year, breast cancer. You know, to fight animal cruelty. Oh, maybe I may donate to church this year if they go to church. But it ends up being a trickle down effect where the children begin understanding something different, and then their parents start wanting to understand and take on different ideas for when they get
Yeah.
extra money. Let me pay this credit
Absolutely.
card off. Oh shoot, my credit just went up 100 points. So I paid these two credit cards off. So I got this tip. I got this bonus. I was working overtime. Oh shoot, I dumped this money, paid off this credit card. Now I have a better credit situation. Just
Yeah.
from reading, thinking, and see subconscious thoughts continue to make your mind think about other things, and then you have some time at work. Just oh shoot, I got this OT coming up, or I can do OT.
Right.
I can use it for
Right.
different things, but just all from what you start to show your children.
Absolutely. So it sounds like to me that, and Dana Ash from Georgia hit on it, that it sounds like even though this book is written for the children, by the parents being the ones who's going to read this book on financial literacy, it's going to kind of refresh their minds as well and say, hey, I can apply the principles in this book too about what can I do with my allowance, because your allowance do turn into your paycheck. Your allowance
Right.
do turn into, money that you make for doing chores, right? And so Dana
Right.
says valuable knowledge that will build generational wealth. And that's what I like. So tell me, Cory,
Man.
how did it feel? Raise up your book for me. How did it feel holding your book for the first time? Look at that smile. Ooh.
For the first
Yes.
time, well, the main thing I really thought about was I did something as a step to leaving my children a legacy, where forever my idea is now out there in the world
Yeah.
where they can be proud their father did something and
Yes.
as proof to you know as proof of he had ideas and he showed the world his ideas. And
Yes.
then because it's deeper than that, where I felt like the
You're
now
getting
holding
some
my book,
virtual claps.
now holding my book really was the first step into where I'm trying to build something for really the world, really like where
Yeah.
this is the first step towards getting my app built, where
Yes.
children can go and read the book, and it'll be reinforced by an app where they can play games such as. I hope nobody steals my idea, please. No, But I'm working on
Mm.
it seriously on this
Yeah.
side where they can recognize money, the change that
Yeah.
they're supposed to get when they make a transaction. Oh, I bought this. I gave them a $5 bill. I should get how much back?
Mm-hmm.
You know, on the game they can actually do a chore in the home where, in a home where they dry the dishes, clean their room. Now, oh, they got $2. Oh, I'm gonna save it.
You're
I'm gonna
right.
put it away.
Right.
I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do different things where they begin recognizing money that they're supposed to get. They start recognizing the change they're supposed to get. They recognize, the different things that are supposed to happen with money transactions because children at a young age they buy I bought a teeny juice at a young age. You
Yes.
understand? And I know
Mm-hmm.
what it's like. And sometimes you want to be able to just know your child has an understanding. And then
Yes.
on top of that, where it's the first step to the third step, which will be final, where it will be coordinated with and this is a future plan in order to reinforce everything that this book and the beginning of this series is about,
Yes.
is where a debit card would enable parents to reward their children, no matter whether it's $1, $2, but chores at home. But they can set, oh, I gave you $25 for the week. You have $5 to spend per day. Oh, you spent $250. You have $750 for the next day. But they can monitor
Yeah.
what their children spend their money on and give them rewards when they save, when they accomplish goals. And we're trying
Absolutely.
to partner with this one debit card that did that. I haven't heard replies back yet. I'm working on it. If I have to, I'll create my own. What can I do with my allowance card?
Oh, I
And
love
like I
it.
said,
Wow.
people can really help their children while helping themselves,
Yeah.
because our children are coming behind us, and if they have,
Mm-hmm.
because everything is really about time. When it comes to money, where you put it in time equals what you get out and how comfortable you can be. You have your
Yeah. Well,
money
you know
working
what,
for you.
Cory? It sounds like already, which is what we've been teaching our clients, and we tell the world that the book is going to create so much opportunity for you. That's right. Show off your accomplishment. And once you did this book, you said a few things. You said that this the beginning of a series. You said an app. You said a card. Now just look at all of that opportunity that this book is just creating, and that the ideas and innovation that the book is igniting in you. And that's what we love to see. Now, we had a comment by Shalise who said, great book to have in the school system. And so that goes into our next question. Why should parents and organizations own this book and teach it in the school system? Like, what type of benefit will a school system get if they order your book in bulk?
Well, if they order it in bulk, not only will they get a discount on whatever the cost is, but just
Yeah.
that's the main thing with schools. They want to know the cost. So let's get that out the way. But on a serious note, they buy this book, they can get to their children at an early age, as well as parents can reinforce it. And then again, when the app comes out, that can be something in the curriculum so the teachers can teach around.
Mm-hmm.
You have worksheets that can come from that. Shoot, I designed a worksheet myself and make
Right.
sure that there can be my grandmother's a teacher, so she
Mm-hmm.
taught me while she had me, whatever she had me. So it's kind of an understanding of what children need in terms of reinforcement to understand and build on the stepping stones and the foundation that's been put in front of them. Because
Yeah.
the better the foundation, the less it's going to crack. And the less foundation cracks, the further children will grow.
Right. So that
Because if
goes back.
a child can
Go ahead.
understand,
Well, that goes back, like we were saying, instead of waiting to high school to teach economics, what if we can start teaching it with what can I do with my allowance in kindergarten, right?
right?
And just each grade, you have a different book and curriculum that's kind of for that level, and it advances and it advances. And so if any teachers, any nonprofit organizations, any financial gurus out there, you're looking at this live or catching us on the replay, this is a book that you want to have in your home, as well in any organizations that's dealing with kids, because it really is teaching them the foundation and introduction of financial literacy. And we know that that's very important, because most males that I know here in Chicago, where there's a lot of violence, if they don't have money and they don't understand money, they don't value money, they don't know how to make money, they go out and they take money. And so it's important for us to introduce these financial literacy, um, just ideals and disciplines. And I think that what can I do with my allowance is a great introduction. Now let me ask you this question, Cory, because we talk to a lot of clients, a lot of future clients, and they always say, I'm busy, right? And you were very busy during this time because you're a husband, you got your own life, but you still found time to write your book and to go through the process with Sophisticated Press. So do me a favor and look at the camera and talk to that author who has that same dream that you had in you, who knows they have a book in them, but they're too busy?
Where do I start? I work 40 hours plus a week. Got a 5-year-old, 19-year-old, a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
And really, truthfully, I got family that's I'm the oldest of the boys in my family. And I say that because as family gets older, you gotta try to do things. Anyway, get pulled in a million places, but when you dream of changing the lives of a lot of people, or even just getting your word out, kind of gotta realize that you always gotta make time before you go to bed. Pardon me when you have to use the bathroom. Just be realistic. Whenever you have a free moment when you break at work, phones these days you have notes you can type in your phone. But you never want to wait on a dream. And yeah, I waited on a dream where I wanted to start a clothing line, and I waited too long. I prepared a lot of things where if I had not, I would have took off, maybe not. But somebody already got a name. When I did, when I finally come across the things that I had planned with it. Basically, I say that to say, don't wait on a dream because you never know when make them across things too, And that's why I wanted to take the time out to make sure I felt the world, just because I felt it was necessary in this situation. Not a lot of people are talking about making sure that children understand the differences that they can choose to make with their money. Everybody's so worried about their own, but some of the people that come behind us, because they have the time to actually build the foundation, to have the discipline, to keep doing it to better self and be in a better place in their parents. And that's my goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
My children are in a better place than I was.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. And we even have Shalise from Illinois who said Cartoon Network, right? So these people, they're really liking it. Can you show them Jalen inside the book? Because on our social media posts, Jalen was inviting them. And I just love Jalen with his cute little hat and glasses. There go Jalen. Hey, Jalen. And I truly believe that yes, look at the colors. Look at the colors.
That Jalen would be on a Jalen himself would be in a bigger level than Peppa Pig, but more positive. And in Miss Smith, I actually pictured. Actually, my idea was actually also to my dream, was actually have a cartoon made and with teaching kids. And I'm not down to Peppa Pig. Let me not start any. Because my daughter watches Peppa Pig, but my goal, my dream, is actually to have him as an animated character, actually teaching kids and having different experiences and different adventures regarding finances.
Yes.
Data Y and Z, just different things where kids can watch and have fun learning. Because I know most of the time learning isn't fun, but the thing is, learn more when you have fun and you enjoy your learning.
Absolutely. And what's so important, leave it right there for one moment for me. What's so important about the pictures is we wanted to make sure, and Cory wanted to make sure that it was an African American family and that it was a positive image of African Americans. So go now for me just to show the father and the mother scene for me, Cory. Because statistics show you all that there's a less than 3% representation of minority characters in the marketplace. And we wanted to make sure, this was all Cory genius, that there was a father shown in the home and that there was a mother. And so Jalen has a mother and a father. And African American children and minority children are more likely to see a toy or an animal than seeing themselves in a positive reflection like that. And so this again is why this book is so important, because it's going to reinforce positive images to your minority child. And if your child is not a minority, it's just going to help them to respect and to embrace minority children. And it's going to also teach them financial literacy. And it is a great, great, great opportunity for you to read to your child at night. So, Cory, as we end our interview, I just want to thank you so much. I want you to, if you can, let us know where we can support you and support this book. And that will be awesome. Yes.
Well, thank goodness. Thanks to Sophisticated Press. I do apologize, maybe echo, but thanks to Sophisticated Press. You can find us on Amazon.com.
Woo-hoo.
You can also find us on our website, what can I do with Allowance.com. And in the coming weeks, for those that live in Boston, Massachusetts, you'll be able to find us in Frugal Bookstore in Nubian Square. So
wow. So you're gonna be you're on Amazon, you're on your website, and you're in Boston, and you're gonna be in a retail store. So you're gonna become like this local hero who is just making it happen for the kids.
I'm not a hero until these children grow up and you know what? It ain't even about being a hero. I'm just sharing the things that I know and my feelings, really, because honestly, that's all it really is, man. I'm just trying to teach one, really. I know some information, I'm gonna share it.
Yeah, I can just tell you this, Cory. I want you to watch the replay because every time you talk about the book and finances, your face glows and it just shows how passionate you are about it, how engaged you are about it. Listen, we are so proud of you here in Illinois. We are so glad that you connected with Sophisticated Press. You didn't have to choose us, but you did. And I just really want to just congratulate you on this great accomplishment of completing your first children's book. I'm sure there's going to be so much more that come out of you. But
yes, ma'am.
we are proud of you. Go ahead.
There's a couple of times I'm and I hope everybody, you keep your eyes out because for me, this series is all about building up the child. There's gonna be a test version of this book coming out. I'm not a child psychologist, but I'm just a parent of three beautiful children. So it's just a matter of, and I was raised old school, so I've seen the difference from then to now, and I just feel like, something that we can share. So, thank you for your support. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you, Renetta, man. Without you, this would be impossible. I got some other things I want to talk to you about because I got some things coming, we're going to speak. But really, I just thank you for the opportunity, man. Like, this is my first ever interview on Facebook,
Well, it's your first, but it definitely won't be your last.
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you share